The Philadelphia Eagles are about to walk into an absolute masterclass of a situation, and the rest of the NFC East is currently shaking in their boots. While every other team in the division is staring down the barrel of a complete schedule disaster, the Birds just got handed a golden ticket that could lead them straight back to the Super Bowl. Vegas just dropped the bombshell numbers for the 2026 season, and if you think the path to a ring is hard, you haven't seen the insanity that is the Eagles' projected strength of schedule. How is it possible that the reigning division champs ended up with a path this smooth, while the Cowboys are walking into a literal buzzsaw? Stay tuned, because the numbers we're about to break down change everything you thought you knew about this upcoming season. Before we dive into this absolute goldmine of information, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. Now, let's get into the heart of the matter. We're standing on the edge of the official 2026 NFL schedule release, which is locked in for this coming Thursday. While the league likes to keep the exact dates and times under wraps until the big reveal, we already know the opponents. But the real news isn't just who we're playing. It's how the experts think those teams are going to perform. Vegas just released their projected win totals, and the data is pointing toward a massive advantage for Philadelphia. Think about it. The Eagles are coming off a year where the schedule felt like a never-ending gauntlet. Every week was a fight for survival, and by the time the playoffs rolled around, the team looked absolutely gassed. But for 2026, the script has been completely flipped. We are looking at one of the most favorable outlooks in the entire league. Does this mean the NFL is finally giving Philly the respect they deserve, or is the rest of the league just falling apart at the right time? Let's look at the home slate first. When you walk into Lincoln Financial Field this year, you're going to see the usual suspects: the Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, and Washington Commanders. But because the Birds finished on top of the NFC East last year, they also have that first-place schedule to deal with. This year, the rotation brings in the NFC West and the AFC South. That means the Link will play host to the Rams, Seahawks, Texans, Colts, and even the Steelers and Panthers. On the road, the journey gets a bit tougher with trips to San Francisco to face the Niners, plus visits to Arizona, Jacksonville, Tennessee, and Chicago. On paper, that looks like a heavyweight fight, right? But here's where the masterclass comes in. Warren Sharp, one of the sharpest minds in football analytics, just crunched the numbers based on those Vegas win totals. Instead of looking at what teams did last year, which is a trap most fans fall into, he's looking at what they are expected to do this year. When you calculate strength of schedule based on current rosters, coaching changes, and draft picks, the Eagles come out smelling like roses. Who is the biggest threat to the Eagles in the NFC East this year? Drop a name in the comments right now and tell me why. While the Eagles are sitting pretty with the 7th easiest schedule in the entire NFL, our rivals are entering a world of pain. The Dallas Cowboys. They are staring at the 29th hardest schedule. The Commanders are at 25th, and the Giants are at 24th. This is an insane disparity. Usually, when you win the division, you get punished with a brutal schedule the following year. Instead, Philly has found a loophole where their opponents are projected to struggle while the Cowboys are heading into a nightmare. But why do these Vegas numbers matter more than the old-school way of checking strength of schedule? It's simple. Last year's wins don't account for the fact that a team might have lost their star quarterback or changed their entire defensive scheme. Vegas win totals are the most accurate pulse of the league because they factor in everything: free agency, the draft, injuries, and even coaching upgrades. They filter out the luck factors like fluke fumble recoveries or missed field goals that might have inflated a team's record last season. Looking at the league-wide totals, the Baltimore Ravens and the LA Rams are sitting at the top with a projected 11. 5 wins. The Eagles are right there in that elite second tier at 10. 5 wins, alongside the Niners, Chiefs, and Lions. This puts Philly in a position of power. If they can capitalize on this easy schedule, they won't just win the division. They could lock up the number 1 seed and make the road to the Super Bowl run through Philadelphia. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. We have to address the elephant in the room: the offense. We're looking at a unit with a lot of moving parts. Shawn Manion is stepping in as the new offensive coordinator, and he's never called plays at this level before. He's bringing in a brand new system, which means Jalen Hurts is essentially learning his 11th different offensive scheme in 11 years. That is a staggering statistic. Can Jalen find his groove early enough to take advantage of this schedule? The run game also has a massive spotlight on it. Last year, the ground attack felt stagnant. We saw Saquon Barkley's yards before contact dip significantly compared to his prime years. But with this revamped defensive line, the hope is that he can return to that human highlight reel status. If the Eagles can establish the run early in these games against weaker opponents, it opens up everything for A.J. Brown and the rest of the receiving corps. And let's not forget the defense. While the offense is trying to find its identity, the defense under Vic Fangio looks ready to hunt. The addition of Jonathan Gannon was a sneaky good move that didn't get enough headlines during the draft. We have veterans with a ton of playoff experience, and if they can just shore up the safety position, this unit could be top 5 in the league. The beauty of having an easier schedule to start the season is that it gives this new-look offense they don't have to be perfect.
Smith.
They can use
really
the first 2
dictates the
games to
defense
build chemistry, find out what plays work best for Jalen, and get the rookies like Kyle Lemon and Eli Sturz acclimated to the speed of the NFL. By the time the weather turns cold in January, this team should be a well-oiled machine. But wait until you hear about the potential for home field advantage. There is nothing quite like a playoff game at the Link in January. It is a house of horrors for visiting teams. If the Eagles can use this favorable 2026 schedule to stack 12 or 13 wins, the road to the Lombardi Trophy becomes significantly shorter. We saw what happened when the Niners came into Philly recently. It was a battle. But if the Eagles had a more consistent offensive identity back then, that game could have gone very differently. With this new schedule, they have the opportunity to ensure they are the ones holding the cards this time around. So, as we wait for the official clock to start on Thursday's schedule release, the vibes in Philadelphia should be sky high. The odds makers believe in this team, the analytics favor this team, and the rivals are facing uphill battles. It's a perfect storm. I've been taking some time to reset and recharge, even doing some training in some pretty wild environments lately because I know that once training camp hits in July, it is nonstop. We'll be doing watch parties for every game, breaking down every snap, and riding the emotional roller coaster that is Eagles football. My work ethic comes from seeing the grind firsthand, and I promise to bring that same energy to every single video this season. We are building something special here in this community. Whether you're watching from South Philly or halfway across the world, we are all united by that midnight green. The 2026 season is shaping up to be one for the history books. The disaster of last season's late collapse is behind us. The masterclass of the 2026 schedule is right in front of us. If you're still tuned in and you're ready for the Birds to dominate, type real one in the comments so I know who the true fans are. We're heading back to the studio soon to bring you the full schedule breakdown the second it drops. Don't go anywhere because this season is going to be absolutely insane. Enjoy your weekend, stay hyped, and as always, go Birds.